Hello and welcome to another video. Today's video is a bit of a celebration because I reached 1000 subscribers. Yay! So thank you very much for watching my videos, for subscribing. It means a lot to me and I never thought I would reach 1000 subscribers so quickly, and I wanted to make a video to celebrate the occasion, but it was so hard to decide what to do, especially because we're still in lockdown, so it's not like I could go out there and film a fun vlog or do something new. Or anyway, so I came across the idea of making a video about my first. I thought that would be quite interesting, and maybe if you subscribed then hopefully you want to know more about me and watch more of my videos, and maybe you'll find this of value. So I just saved a random list of 50 firsts to do this video, and I've not read through them, to be honest, so there may be some random ones, there may be some weird ones, we'll see. My first car was a 2005 or 6 blue Vauxhall Corsa, and I only had it for a few months because the engine died, but I really liked it. I think it was because it was my first car, so I got really attached to it. Oh, this is a very tough one. It's probably gonna be like my siblings, even though when I got siblings I was a kid and I didn't really realize, but I would say it's probably them. I've got a sister, a brother and sister, and my sister is older, so I'm gonna say her. I didn't do much public speaking. I don't think I've ever had stitches, at least I can't remember ever getting stitches. So when I was a teenager, during summer holidays, I would very often just stay up all night watching YouTube videos, films, learning Photoshop, just doing bits and bobs on my computer mostly. And then when it was like 3 or 4 a.m, I would put on my rollerblades and go out rollerblading in the sunrise, and the air was so nice and fresh and crisp, and the sun coming out, and it was just perfect, and it was so quiet as well. I was like literally the only person up in my village. So this wasn't a full-on employment, but the first time I got paid for something was I did a bit of waitressing at a couple of events where my mom worked as a cook, but then more of a permanent basis, it was just a job in a factory. Didn't last very long, but it was alright. The first time I got on an airplane was actually to come to the UK when I moved over here from Poland. Before that I'd never been on a plane. As a kid I would often go on like school trips and end up watching some sort of concerts prepared for kids, or there was like festivals, just like a very small local one, so there would be bands on and stuff, and you go and have something to eat and then watch the band. But the actual very first concert that I consider a proper concert was when I was, I think, 15 or 16. I went to watch Cabanos, which is this Polish metalcore band, and they are incredible. They are so good, and actually my mum took me there with my sister and my little brother, and she stayed there in the back while we enjoyed the gig. My first bike, I think if I remember correctly, was blue and grey, and maybe I'm thinking about my sister's bike. Next question. I was gonna say I've never shot a gun, but actually I have. So my uncle had this gun that was just like shooting these little sharp things. They weren't proper bullets. He had these tins in the garden and he was showing that to my dad, I think. And I remember, I think I may have had a go at it. The first time I moved houses was when I moved to the UK again. Before that I just lived in my family home. It was probably either at my sister, or I remember I got in a fight once in primary school. Just a bunch of girls, and we started arguing, and it was after classes. And then I just started fighting with this girl because she was really getting on my nerves. When I think about it now, it's so funny. It's that cup factory job. Well, I found something else and moved on to something better. I can't think of many. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I don't really go watching sports. Oh no, actually, I'm not sure if this counts, but I've been to the races, Chester races in the UK. Probably when my boss told me so. At my first review, when they were happy with me and they said, yeah, I'm doing a good job. But that's my marketing job, not the factory jobs, but what I'm doing now, which is marketing. I don't really have a regrettable hairstyle because I always try to have my hair as I liked it at that point of time, so no, I don't regret any of my hairstyle choices. At the minute I'm very plain. My hair is just trimmed every 10 weeks. But I used to dye my hair. I had it red because of Hayley Williams' Paramore. I had it purple. I don't have a business venture. I work at a 9-to-5 job, which I really enjoy, so I'm a winner in that aspect. I was 19 and that's when I moved to the UK. One time in gymnasium, which is like a school between primary school and high school. They've changed it all now again in Poland, but when I went to school that's what it was like. So I was probably 14 or 15, we all decided that we was gonna walk home from school. The whole class, about 20 odd kids, we just went home. I think it's because we have this day in Poland that is the day of quitting class. Kids like to celebrate that day and actually miss class and just go home. We didn't get into too much trouble because of it, because it was the day when it's actually like acceptable to do it, but that was the first time I did it. I knew this would be on the list. How old was I now? And who was it? I think I was 17 or 16. It's not something I do a lot, but I've been fishing with my cousins, so we jumped on their bikes and we went to this pond where you can fish. So I think I was maybe 10 or something like that. I think I was 11, I was in the 4th grade, and that was a laptop, a Dell laptop, and I was so made up. And the first thing I did on it was put this Toy Story game demo in it, and I played that game. As a kid I was very timid and shy and not really vocal about things. But then as a teenager I sort of grew out of it and I became more vocal and confident. So there isn't a specific occasion when I remember sticking out for myself, but it was probably something at school when I was trying to get out of some trouble or maybe protect my grade or something, I don't know. Awful. It was dreadful and I don't want to talk about it. How am I supposed to know that? This question should be the other way around. I remember that I was so scared to be left without my mom that I wouldn't let her leave, so she had to trick me into going to the toilet. So she left her jacket and showing me her car keys in the jacket, and she said she was just going to the loo, but she went home because I wouldn't let her leave. I was so hysterical. This must be my dad, and it was only 2 years ago. The hardest thing ever, but I'm gonna leave it here because I don't want to change the tone of this video to be grim and sad. This will be my second car after that Vauxhall Corsa disaster, because I just went for something a bit better, so that was a few £1000s. I remember reading that question, so I don't know how I skipped recording my answer to it, but it will be scrambled eggs. This will have to be me before you. I was a mess when I was reading it. It was so good. It was so bad, it was so good. I go on road trips and sort of little day trips all the time, but the first big one was when we drove to Poland, and I actually recorded a vlog while we were driving there, so you can check it out here if you're interested. Because I was stupid to sort of get involved with him in the first place. Yeah, I just realised, what am I doing? And had to get out of it, so I did. That would be a school competition to draw or paint a poster about something to do with environment, and I did one where it was like half of it was a dirty forest and half of it was a nice clean forest, and then I put some tagline on it and I won. That's my neighbour Mateusz. Even though we still live far away from each other, like when I go over we still meet up and chat, and we've known each other literally since we were tiny babies, since we were born. I think it was when I didn't want to go out with my friend to this party she was having, because I had so much going on that week and I've been to 2 parties already with different groups of friends, so she couldn't get why I wouldn't want to go and see her now. Like, I just wanted to stay home. I actually do. I think after I realised that when my mom or my nan said, I'm just gonna go and check if I left the lights on in the loo, but they actually went to put presents under the tree, so like the year after, or the 2 years after I realised that, that's when the charm was gone. I think this list must have been written by an American. I've never been to Las Vegas. I've been to a casino, but not in Las Vegas. I've been to a casino in Manchester. Didn't really enjoy it. Someone once wanted to borrow money from me because they were in between jobs and they were only in temporary jobs. I was at the time as well. I feel like this question should be answered by a guy. I would say it's this Polish singer that I saw at this gig when I was a kid. So we went to Warsaw to this big Christmas concert and I was just so smitten by him. I was like obsessed for months after that. Even thinking about it now, I'm like, that's what sprung to my mind when I read this question. That's probably the same example. 535. Oh no, that's not my first number. I don't know, bloody hell. This must be my marketing qualifications. They were really hard to do and very time consuming, and especially that I had to work full time and do them. I don't think I've actually done that. I would never take blame for my siblings when I still lived at home, because you know what you're like when you're kids, you're pointing a finger all the time. And then at work, if it's something to do with me, but it wasn't my mistake, I will just flip it and sort of make it not seem as a big of a deal. Or if it is a big of a deal, then I'll make sure the person who did it understands that it was a big deal and they should not do that again. But the lesson from that is this and this. I think, what's the point of taking somebody else's blame? It's better to help them not make that same mistake again and learn from it. I've been to lots of beaches, but I don't think, I'm just looking at maps, but I don't think any of them actually opened to the ocean. Spain is all sea. UK, I suppose, no, this is sea as well. I've not seen the ocean. I must have been, I don't know, 15 or 16 probably. Sneaked a beer or two or some vodka that someone got for me, and me and my mates had some shots secretly. When it comes to like platonic crushes, then I would say that same guy that I was obsessed with when I was a kid. But when it comes to like real life, I don't think I want to share this because they may be watching and that would be very awkward. It was Google siedem małpa wp.pl. That was a lot of talking. So thank you for watching, and especially if you made it all the way to the end, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already to help me grow this channel even more. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks again, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.